Hello, welcome to Bob's Dungeon. My name's Bob. I'll be your host. When I was a kid, there was a popular set of books that kids I went to school with liked to read, and they were the Choose Your Own Adventure books. And these books, they didn't read like regular books. Instead, you had lots of choices through the book, and you could reread the book several times and get a different ending each time. And it had a lot of variety in them. There were science fiction ones, horror ones, adventure ones. There were even some that were made of popular properties such as Indiana Jones, G.I. Joe, Transformers, and so forth. And sometimes role-playing game companies put out their own version of a Choose Your Own Adventure book. Dungeons & Dragons had some. They even got some with some added rules with some real gameplay to them. I've got one of those, and we'll look at that in another video. But in this video, we're going to focus on one put out by West End Games for Star Wars. We're going to look at Star Wars, Jedi Honor. And this book has 80 pages and a copyright of 1990. It was published by West End Games. All of the artwork in this book is in black and white. And even though the pictures of Luke Skywalker in this book aren't a great likeness, you know who it is. So let's go ahead and look at that artwork. This is the first picture we see when we open the book. All of the artwork in this book is in black and white. Though a little comic bookish, the artwork is really good and very detailed. Even if Luke looks a little off, the book is about him, so you know who it is. To use this book, what you'll need is just a copy of this book. No dice, no other books, just this book. This is pretty much a choose your own adventure. On the front of the book, it has it as a solo adventure starring Luke Skywalker, a complete adventure game set in the Star Wars galaxy. It's not really a game, it's choose your own adventure. But on the back of the book, it says, this is a complete standalone solitaire adventure game. You do not need Star Wars, the role-playing game, to play this adventure. And it gives a list of what's in here. And like I said, it's just a choose your own adventure. The way it's set up is the book is broken up into 150 different segments. And they're all jumbled around in the book. The first segment is the start of the story. When you get to the end of the first segment, you're provided with a choice. And it'll give you a couple of selections. And once you decide on what's going to happen in the story, you go to the appropriate section listed and continue the story. At the end of that segment, it'll usually provide you with more choices you can make, and the story keeps going. Some of the segments, however, end with the end. That means you've reached the end of the story, and you can start over, choose different paths, and have different things happen. So will Luke Skywalker succeed in his mission? Will he fail? Will he be killed? Will Han Solo need to rescue him again? Will he get a new haircut? What will he have for breakfast? All those choices are up to you as you read the book. I'm sure some of those don't happen in here. But the story in this takes place a few months after the Battle of Yavin. The Rebel Alliance has sent Luke Skywalker out to try and find a new rebel base before the Empire can regroup and come kill them at Yavin. While he's out, he finds somebody that may have connection to the Jedi. So will he continue with his mission or try to learn some more about the Jedi to continue his training? And that's what the story in here is about. The whole looking for a new rebel base after the Battle of Yavin is a story that's been told lots of times. It's been told in the Marvel comics, it's been told in novels, it's been told in more recent comics. It's been told a lot, and there's lots of different versions of it. Some of them even coming out at the same time, contradicting each other, and they all contradict each other, but it's a pretty good story. This is pretty much a book for just one person, unless you want to do it as a group, one person reading and everybody making selections. That can be pretty neat. And that's pretty much all there is to it. There is some stuff you could use in here, some ideas that could inspire you to come up with stuff in your role-playing game if you want to go that route. But all in all, it's just a choose-your-own-adventure book. Dungeons & Dragons had some of these, and they were more novel-sized. They even come out with a set that had extra rules for playing a game with the choose-your-own-adventure scenario. And I've got one of those. We'll cover it in a later video. But that's all there is to this, really. Which brings me to 3 questions. Would I read this book? Yeah, I'd read it. I like Star Wars. I like the choose-your-own-adventure stuff. Would I reread it? Probably. When I always read the choose-your-own-adventure books in the past, I'd read through to the end and then do it again until I've read every existing possibility and combination there is. Would I recommend this book? If you like reading, and you like the whole idea of having multiple outcomes for your story and not really know where it's going, different experience each time, then yeah, I'd recommend it for that. But if you're not big on reading novels or what have you, then you could probably give it a pass. Thank you for joining me at look at this book, and hopefully you'll join me next time where we'll talk about something else. Bye.